Hello, my name is Dariia, and here with me today is Veronica.
Hi, I'm Veronica and I'm designer in Humphreys Cabinets. So I'm the one who will be going through the drawings, different design options with you and get the final approval before we start to cut everything in the workshop.
Today I want to talk about shelves. So, in Humphreys cabinets, shelves is probably the most common thing that we do. So, I want to ask you if you have any recommendations, tips, or possibly some ideas that you can share with our clients.
So yeah, the dimensions of the shelves are very important, and it's very important to design the shelves the appropriate size to what you need. So if we speak about the depth, most of people would think that 30 centimeters is the standard one, but I would say no. I would say 25, 20 would be enough. Any book you could fit there, A4 paper is going to fit there. Have you ever seen how people start layering stuff on the shelves or put a little knickknacks in front of the books just to fill that space?
Yes, I saw that, and it looks a bit weird to be honest.
Exactly. So that's why to make the shelves the right depth is very important. Because it's all very normal when we have the alcoves and people want to use maximum of that space. But think twice if you really need that.
So, in terms of size, what distance between shelves would you recommend?
Yeah, nice question, by the way. Definitely, making all the shelves the same size, it's not the best option unless you have uh, enough things to be similar in size. It's always nice to have some flexibility, right? So I would always recommend to have some higher shelves, less high shelves, maybe tiny shelf. And good example is the job code 6006 Glen. You can see how they have the three bigger shelves on the bottom. Then we made four less high shelves on the top. And then we have some space that we try to find out where we need to add that. Like to the bottom shelves, it will make them too big. The client doesn't need that big shelves. Top shelves, same thing. So what we did, we just left that tiny shelf in the middle of those higher and less high shelves, and you see how it looks nice. The main idea was to put some, devices there, but in the end of the day, he put just books horizontally, and yeah, you can see how it looks.
Okay, let's not forget about wardrobes because internal configuration is also very important. So, in wardrobes, what would be the ideal scenario behind the doors? What shelf size, distance between shelves? What would you recommend?
Yeah, that's important too. I agree. So yeah, the wardrobes. Here we have more flexibility, right? Because all the shelves are behind the doors, and we not worry too much about the visual aspect. It's more about the usability of that. So I would say 30 centimeters high shelf would be more than enough for folder clothes. If we talk about the top shelves, it's nice to measure your suitcase or whatever you put there, which you don't use often. And for bottom shelves, if it's for shoes, I always ask people to measure their shoes because it's really depends. Someone wears high heels, someone wears boots, someone wears sneakers only, and then it's the height of the shelf is really depends on the type of shoes you wear.
And now let's talk about shelf thickness. So shelf thickness, as you probably know, the shelves they go in different size, in different thickness. So based on the design, whether it's modern, semi-modern, traditional, different types of shelves would be suitable. So Veronica, can you please explain on that?
Yeah, good point. How I can forget about the shelf thickness. That's right. So yeah, we have two types. It's 18 millimeters and 25 millimeters. If we're talking about the shelf units, if we talk about the floating shelves, they're thicker, way thicker. So for the shelving unit, for traditional look, I would recommend 18 millimeters. That looks perfect with all those detailing, fluted columns, cornice. It all looks right, with the thickness. For semi-modern or modern look, it might be 25. So yeah, this is what would be my recommendation.
And my final question is, are they strong?
Of course, we really, really care about the quality of our works. So the shelves would be strong enough to hold on all the books and everything you would like to put on them. That's why if we have the shelves wider than 1 meter, we put the partition, the vertical, someone call it dividers, but the main purpose is not the dividing the, the parts of the shelf. It's for the strength. So if the shelves are wider than 1 meter, then we put the partition. It also gives a nice look. Some people would prefer to use them for the decorative purpose, but we use them to make the shelf strong enough to hold all the things.
Thank you so much for watching.